Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. I hope you're all doing well. I'm really excited to start this vlog off and get going on things because last week, as most of you know, if you saw my last video, I took the whole week off to kind of take a step back and learn and educate and listen to the whole Black Lives Matter movement and all of my friends that were posting about it, and just, you know, taking time to soak that in and do what I can. And so I'm going to talk about that later on in the video, but I wanted to kind of just start this off. But before you watch this video, if you haven't seen my last one, I am donating all of the AdSense from that video to Black Health Alliance. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it, don't skip the ads, and leave a comment and give it a like so more people can see it and we can raise some money for that organization. So before we get into like current day stuff, I did film one day last week and it was on Wednesday. So today's Monday. I filmed last Wednesday because I went to Lavender Laser to get a second round of CoolSculpting done on my chin, and so I'm gonna roll those clips now so you guys can see how that went down. So today is the day of my second round of CoolSculpting that I'm going to be getting done at Lavender Laser. If you guys have no idea what CoolSculpting is, then I will leave my video that I made about 2 years ago from my first round down below so you guys can go see it. If you want more details, I'm going to be posting a full video on this experience, and then you can also go watch that experience video. But to give you guys a quick rundown, is basically this treatment that's super not invasive and it freezes fat away. And I get it done on my chin because I have a double chin essentially, and it's something that like runs in my family. It's something that you can't work out. Essentially what CoolSculpting is it's like this big vacuum that I get put onto my chin, and it's going to dip down and get really cold. I sit there for 45 minutes, they take it off, they massage it, and then eventually it'll freeze away the fat, and it's not supposed to return. I did it 2 years ago back in 2018 and I had really great results, and I did give myself the 2 years in between to kind of just see how it would develop, if it would last, if my like fat there would come back. I personally get it done on my chin because that is one of my insecure points. I don't like my side profile, and my experience with CoolSculpting last time and then now where I am now, I'm so happy with the results. I cannot believe like how good it worked. Keep in mind though, I did lose quite a bit of weight back then, but I haven't lost any more weight since then. So I'm really excited because last time we did the treatment, we did the suctions just side by side, and this time we are going to overlap. If you guys can like see my chin here, that is still a little bit of a problem area. Most people do get 2 treatments, and so I'm excited to see how much further it can improve with the second treatment, and I'm really excited to go to Lavender Laser. It's my first time since quarantine. We do have to wear masks and protect ourselves and everything, so it'll be a little bit of a different experience, but I'm excited that they're open and that they're doing this again. So that's basically what's on the docket for today. I do need to take some before pictures, so when I do my video in a couple months, you guys can see the difference, because that's really important. So that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna get in the car and head on out. So Code and I have parked. We're about to go into Lavender Laser now. They do require you to wear masks. Code is actually getting his laser hair treatment done. You get it on your cheeks and your unibrow, right?
Cheeks. Unibrow.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. I don't know. So either way, they require you to have a mask, and then you're supposed to call them when you get to the door, and then I'm assuming we'll have to fill something out, and then we can go into the clinic and get on started. So Cody is actually wearing one of the reusable masks we bought. We finally got
it today.
Just got it today, just in time. I'm not wearing it because I think this one will be a lot easier to like reach my chin and stuff.
Yeah, this one goes like right under.
Yeah.
It takes up a lot of your face. I'll probably have to do some kind of maneuver for them to do my cheeks.
Yeah, so anyway, that's us. We're gonna go in now.
Mick is about a little over halfway through. We just chillin', watching TV, just killing time while the CoolSculpting kills her fats. As you can see, I just got back from my treatment. You can see how red my cheekies are. Mick's still doing her treatment. Staying strong. 30 minutes. My treatment only takes like 10 minutes, maybe, tops. But it's a little bit painful.
faster?
Yeah.
Like, did you let it fly faster?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll book you in like 6 weeks, and then we'll do more pictures and see how it looks.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Good. Thank you so much.
No problem. I'll meet you up front. You can get up slowly. Alright, I'll meet you up front whenever you're ready.
It really wasn't that bad. Like, the first time, having known what it actually like feels like makes it so much easier. I know that like the massaging is like the most uncomfortable. It feels so weird to talk, but like really focusing on breathing like really does help. I was like the second time because I was like I'm so focused on massaging last time that this time I was like breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And the 2 minutes goes by faster. So that's it. I feel so numb. I feel like because it was like right up on my like jaw. I feel like I just got like something done in the dentist. Does it look any different? Like is it like swollen? Huh? When I felt it, like when she was like touch it, it felt like there was like a bulge. It was so weird. So here's a look at my neck. I could technically have like bruising and stuff, but last time I didn't have anything, so I don't think that I'll have any this time. We'll see. It just feels like really weird and like numb to touch, and that can last up to like 6 weeks. I remember that lasting a really long time last time, so I'm prepared to feel kind of funny there for a while. But yeah, other than that, that's it. We came in at, what was it, 3:45, and it's 6 o'clock and we're good to go, and that's that. As I mentioned, it is Monday now, so I wanted to kind of give like a little bit of a chin update. It has been kind of like tingling a little bit, which I don't remember. It's definitely still like numb. It feels weird, even though the first day, like when I was washing my face, it like felt weird to touch it. It doesn't feel as weird now. But I might be crazy, but I feel like I can already see it kind of working, and with removing that, I think that my face is going to appear a little bit more on the rounder side, so I'm kind of curious to see just like how this goes. But overall, it did swell up like the first day a little bit, like very slightly, that I noticed, and now it seems to be a little bit normal, and then it'll just keep sucking away. So that's that. It really is so not invasive, and it's a really great option if you guys are looking into something like that. If you have any questions, of course, like let me know on like the comments here. DM me if you want it to be like private. I love answering questions, and I get a lot of them about CoolSculpting, so let me know over there if you have any questions. Also too, I believe you get a discount if you say my name at Low Heat Laser. I think it's for like 20% off, and so that's a huge discount when it comes to CoolSculpting for sure, so keep that in mind if you're local to Vancouver. But it's Monday now, and I have just been kind of doing some admin stuff I wanted to take today to kind of get myself sorted, clean the studio. Another thing that's going on with me is I'm on a new diet as per recommended by my new naturopath, and I can do probably like a full vlog or a portion of a vlog talking about this if you guys are interested, but essentially I am going to be not having dairy or gluten and a few other things for about 4 weeks, which is kind of crazy, and I'm already a week in. But I'm just making myself a snack with some Yogu yogurt. This one's the strawberry one, but look at how cute that packaging is. So pretty, and it's a coconut based yogurt. It smells very coconutty. There was also a vanilla and then a plain, but I decided to go with strawberry because I'm obsessed with strawberries right now. And I think I'm gonna add some blueberries, and that is going to be my afternoon snack. I have not worn my hair like this in a bun for like months. It feels like I always do like a bigger, messier bun, so this feels super weird. But my hair is growing so fast. I cannot wait to get it done. My roots are so grown out, and my whole hair overall is feeling so much darker. Like this time especially, I don't know, everything's just feeling a little bit too dark for my liking, but I still have to wait about like a month to go get my hair done. So I have to figure it out and just like deal with it essentially, so that's fine. But it is starting to get to me. I can't believe like how dark the back is and stuff, so I'm very excited to get that done in a month. But yeah, today we did nothing worth vlogging at all, so I didn't. It is really late now. It's like 8:47, and I'm going to shower and do like a full self-care night thingamajig, because I'm planning on filming tomorrow, so I want to do like my self-tan and wash my hair and tone my hair. That's one thing that I can do with my hair, is like make sure it's at least not brassy, so that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There really was not a whole lot going on today, but we are having a busy day tomorrow, and not that many of you guys care, but I still technically have pink eye, which is so frustrating. It's been about 2 weeks since it's come back essentially. And tomorrow I'm finally going into an actual eye doctor. They called me to make a new appointment and I was like, you know what, can I please come into the office because I just want to get this sorted. And like, it's a lot better, but I still have to use eye drops, and in the morning it's still like not great, and it's been so long of having pink eye. I'm over it. It's very frustrating and I just want it gone. I just want to wear makeup again and not have to worry about tossing it after one use. So I really hope we can come to some solution and actually get it fixed when I go in tomorrow. So fingers crossed for that. But oh, I should show you the new organizer I put in my shower. So I picked up this little shower mirror from HomeSense, so that kind of lives there now. And then I have this big tub that is basically like suction cup to the wall with a bunch of products in it, mostly shampoos and stuff. And this is from IKEA. I ordered it online and it took what felt like a million years to come, but it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be, and it holds a lot and it's stuck really nicely. I did have a second one here, but it kept falling, so I'm not sure what happened there. I do really like the way it looks, and it makes the edge of the shower a lot more clean and tidy, which is exactly what I wanted. I do wish that this one worked out because it was nice when I had the two, but what can you do? Hey friends, happy Thursday. Hope you're all doing well. I think it's Thursday. Yeah, I think it is. Yesterday we spent the entire day filming, I'm not joking, the entire day getting content done for a sponsorship that's coming up, and I just sent the video in and I'm so excited for you guys to see it. I love the intro so much. It was so fun to put together, and I'm really excited for you guys to see that video. So fingers crossed it gets approved soon so it can go live after this video. But I'm just kind of taking it easy today. I mean, it's well into the day. I had a little bit more work to do before this, and I got a really exciting package for an upcoming partnership that I'm doing on Instagram, but I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek. So I'm going to be working with Pacifica over on my Instagram stories to test out a bunch of products, and it's not a brand that I'm super familiar with, so I'm very excited to try out all of their stuff and each week like show you guys my favorites and stuff. This week that I just filmed is for their Lavender Moon collection, and I really have been enjoying it. They have such a wide range of products, and a lot of them are super unique. Like there's a pillow mist, a bath and body oil, a body wash, body lotion, body scrub, and like a lip treatment as well. So super excited to like give all of these products a go, but there's a little sneak peek. Definitely tune into my Instagram stories each week to see what we're trying out next. Also, something I randomly just remembered was that I posted a video on my Instagram last week in support of Kids Help Phone, and I think the video turned out so good. It's just on my grid, so if you guys haven't seen that video or you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely go check it out. It was such a cute video, and it's like a side-by-side of like then and now. I have a video of myself dancing to Footloose from, I think I was like 8 or 7 or something when I was being babysat by my cousin. We like filmed this video, and so I kind of like recreated it now, and so definitely go check that out if you want to see me younger embarrassing myself as per usual. It's a pretty funny video. I have a little small book collection going over here because I keep going through them so fast, and I wanted to put them up somewhere, but I will tell you guys what I've read. Since I talked to you guys last, I have read 4 books, which is very impressive for me because I don't read, but I've really been enjoying it. And when we were at my parents' house last week or the week before that, I got through 3 books. I read To Hell with the Hustle, which I did not like, but I got through it. I read Girl Code, which was really good, and I'm currently reading the second one. If you guys are into like entrepreneurial content, definitely check this out. There is like some questions and some like workbook type stuff if you guys are interested. I didn't go in and write them down, but at a later date I might like go in and just like do them all at once. It was really good though. I definitely recommend Work Party over Girl Code, but it's still pretty good. The first like fiction book that I read was Conversations with Friends. This is a novel by Sally Rooney. She also wrote Normal People, which I've talked to you guys on Instagram about. If you haven't seen the series, it's so good, and if you haven't read the book, it's apparently really good. Someone else DM'd me and said that it was really amazing, and the book stayed really true to like the show or vice versa. Anyway, this was recommended to me by my friend Kelsey. She loved it, and it was really, really good. Great summer read. Highly recommend if you guys are into stuff like this. Read the back, obviously, or like look it up. I really enjoyed it. And the last book I finished was the Jessica Simpson book. This is open book and it's written by her and it was so good. I kind of picked this up on a whim or wanted to read it because a few people had talked about it, but I really enjoyed this. I'm not like a huge Jessica Simpson fan, like I wasn't like a diehard or anything, but it was so interesting to hear about her life and behind the scenes of the reality show and all that kind of stuff. If you like celebrity gossip, John Mayer, all of the info, this spills a lot of tea. So if you guys are into that, definitely recommend. It's written really well and yeah, I really enjoyed that. So those are the 4 books I've read recently. That is what I've been doing to occupy some of my time when I was at my parents', and I can't believe I read that much. Also, I have Snake Plant 2.0 finally potted and it has a little sprout growing, which is so exciting. Let's hope I don't kill it. It's looking pretty good so far though. I'm very happy. One thing you maybe didn't know about Snakes is he's very aggressive. In a gentle way, kind of. Let's do the blue one. I'm gonna make myself a smoothie. These are the Eevee smoothie cubes. They sent these to me and I have had them before. I love them. They're very convenient for times like this when I don't know what to have and I can just like pop this in my blender. And this one is the Sapphire one. Looks like this. You can buy these at Whole Foods in Canada, I know, or online. I do have a discount code. I will have it linked down below. Not affiliated or sponsored. They gave me a discount code to share with you guys. And I really do love these, but since I'm trying to get more greens into my diet, I am going to add spinach. And then I usually use, I have this oat milk right now, which, by the way, is really delicious. Love that. There's no sugar in this. Or my go-to usually is coconut unsweetened vanilla from Silk. Love them both. I think this is open, so I'll probably use this. I'm gonna just add in the rest of the spinach from this bag. And you take the cubes and run them underwater. You also don't technically need a blender for these. You can just like put them into a cup and let them melt with some water or whatever milk you're using, and then give it a like half an hour and then shake it up, and you're supposed to be able to have it that way. I personally am so impatient that I always blend mine, but yeah, this makes it really easy. And there you have the completed smoothie. It's such a pretty color, and of course it's quite liquidy. If you wanted it a little bit thicker, you could just not put in as much milk as I did, but it tastes really good. So this is like my pre-dinner snack for today. I'm sitting on the floor now because I find this to be the most comfortable and like casual way to have this conversation. If you guys saw my last video that I was donating all of the AdSense from to Black Lives Matter, I just wanted to touch on that because obviously if you saw the beginning of that video, you would know that I was talking from a very emotional state, which I tend to do with harder subjects because it's not a territory I'm used to talking about. Obviously, if you watch my content, you follow me on Instagram, all of my stuff is pretty surface level, which is fine, and that's, you know, your social media is what you want it to be. But with everything coming up, I obviously just wanted to have this conversation to talk to you guys about it. I'm nervous because I don't really have anything planned on what I'm gonna say, and I'm always, like I said, afraid of saying the wrong thing, especially when it comes to hard topics. That's why I kind of just don't. Also because a lot of the time I just don't feel educated enough to even talk about it, and that's not to mean that I don't have these conversations off camera, but like I said, I really only share a very small snippet of my life, and I'm choosing everything I post, and I'm very cautious of what I post. But this past week, and just like with everything coming up, I feel like everyone has been finding their voice, and I definitely have too. And I just like, instead of coming on here and talking about like the obvious and what people are talking about, I kind of just wanted to talk about the fact that like what I have realized this past week of, you know, the whole Black Lives Movement matter. And I know that so much of it is going on in the States, but obviously racism is everywhere and it shouldn't be. So even though I'm Canadian and I live in Canada, there's still so much work to be done here with our political like system and everything like that. And a lot of the stuff that's come up in the States is like relative to us, but also there's so much more when it comes to like Canadian stuff as well that I've been trying to educate myself on. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about a couple things that I have been doing. I feel like everyone has been, you you know, there is now a plethora of information. Like, your Instagram is filled with it, and I really do hope that you guys have been saving all of these things and all of these lists on books and TV shows and all that kind of stuff, and like, you know, little reminders that you can go back and look at, because I've been doing that for me. Because, you know, like I said, having these conversations, it's great, but we don't, like, this isn't over, and this is not going to be over for a very long time. And so being able to look back on those things when you need to, when you're having these tough conversations or when something comes up, I think is really smart. And yeah, just like, okay, so first I wanted to mention something that I didn't even realize I had done, but I'm realizing now, and I'm going to make a vow to change that, was just like so simple as not following enough Black creators on Instagram, which is so stupid of me. I can't even believe that I wasn't like thinking like that, if that makes sense. And so I've discovered a lot of great new people this week that I've been following, and it's so important to diversify your content that you search for, that you seek out for. You have to actively look out Black creators and like support them and bring their content forward and stuff, because our search algorithms are just going to be spitting out the same things that we've always been given, if that makes sense. So make sure you guys are actively searching out those contents, and like, so many people have been buying from Black stores, which is really, really awesome, and something I definitely want to do, and supporting Black owned businesses just in general when it comes to restaurants, maybe when you're traveling and stuff, just like doing that research before you go. I think Carrie mentioned that in her video, and that was really smart. And I just like, I wanted to touch on that because following Black creators was just not something on the forefront of my brain, which is so awful, and I want to make sure I make a change and do that work. And that's something obviously so minuscule that I can do, and then share my favorites with you guys. And that's why on my Instagram I am going to be continuing to post all of this stuff. Like I said, most of my content is really surface level and you see such a small snippet, but I do want to make sure that I'm sharing resources with you guys that I find useful, because I feel like that's at least helpful. And you know, continue to sign those petitions and go to the protests if you want to, or you're able to. It is making a difference. But I often think about how I want to show up for my future kids. I just really think it's important that we focus on changing and actively changing and making the difference now, because we want to be the example and set a better precedent for going forward. I don't, like, I'm sure you guys are with me, but I feel like Cody and I have had conversations of like how we're gonna change the way we were raised, which was really great. I'm not saying anything about that, but how we can then take it a step further and educate our children, not only when you know, want to have friends of every diversity and all diversities, but also why that's important and where their background comes from. I think is a really important topic of conversation. Obviously we don't have kids, but it is something we talked about on, like, you know, how we can do that. And there's been so many resources like posted about raising children and how to, you know, teach them about these things, and I thought that was really cool because it is something I've been thinking about. And then when it comes to other content, some of the things we watched last week, and I definitely recommend if you haven't seen it yet, what are you doing? It's one of the simplest things you can do, is turn on a television show or a movie and just learn. It's really interesting. But 13th on Netflix was amazing. Definitely recommend. It's one of the first things we watched. We also watched the explained episode on the wealth gap. I'm super interested in money, and that was a very interesting episode. It's only 16 minutes. That's the thing. Like, you guys can swap these out like weekly for whatever show you're watching and just watch something that is actually going to educate you every single week. And then it's, you know, it's a part of the work. We have to continuously watch these things and seek them out and educate ourselves. So those two I really liked. We also watched the Kalif Browder story. That was really difficult to watch, honestly. That one I felt very emotional about, as you should. It's a terrible, terrible, tragic thing that happened, and it makes you so angry. It made me so angry, and if it doesn't make you angry, then I think there's a lot more work to be done there. But overall, it was just a really, really good show, and it puts a lot of things in perspective about white privilege and all of these things. You really, like, it makes you think deep about your surroundings and where you've grown up and all that kind of stuff. So definitely recommend watching that. It is a hard watch, but it's so important. So if you haven't watched those three things, please go and do that. Another thing I have posted about on my Instagram is listening to Black podcasters, and I think that's something that's such an easy thing to incorporate into our daily podcast routine. I know some of us are staying home and not doing like our daily commute, but like those are the kind of things that maybe you don't normally think about incorporating, and that's definitely where I was at. I just didn't even think of it, and that's so wrong. And so being able to incorporate those kind of things into your everyday content that you do consume is going to help move this forward in the content creation space and bring those voices forward. Also too, I did briefly I can't talk about it too much, but like holding your brands accountable, brands that you work with, brands that you've worked with. And you know, there's a lot of people saying a lot of things right now, and although it's great, we do have that kind of responsibility as influencers, I hate that word, but to hold those brands accountable, because our audience is going to hold us accountable, and so we need to be able to stick up to brands as well. And we have the power to change narratives and change workplaces and stuff like that, even if you think that you're only one person, but that one vote can make a huge difference. That one signature on a petition can make the biggest difference. You don't necessarily need to have all of the answers right now, no one does, but being able to just show up for those little things is going to make a huge impact. And like I said, this is not something that we're going to be, you know, just last week and then it's done. It's going to go on forever, as it should. I feel like I'm word vomiting, and there's not much more I can like talk about necessarily, other than just like recommending resources, although I do know that like by now you should have a very long list of resources and be doing the work. Like myself, I have a lot of lists. I'm a list maker, so I have a lot of lists and a lot of work to do. And even though I am, you know, my content and stuff is, like I said, very surface level, that doesn't mean that I'm not actively doing the work on my own, if that makes sense. And now that I'm vlogging more and letting you guys into like a little bit more of my life, I did just feel like I wanted to talk about this, because it just doesn't feel right to like let this just go, you know? Like I feel weird posting regular content and talking about such superficial things, because it's not important when people are being oppressed. Like it's really not important, and I recognize that, and I hope this has opened everyone's eyes wide, like myself, on like what we can do and how we can hold this space for these Black content creators in our world, and also just my Black viewers. I want you to know that like I'm here, I see you, I hear you, I'm with you, and if there's anything you guys think that I can be doing more of, or you want to just share your thoughts, my DMs are always open. I love chatting with you guys, so please don't ever hesitate to message me if you want to talk about something. And the last little thing I wanted to mention is about just like self-care and taking care of yourselves during this time. I know that we are all getting so much information, which is really great, and the power of social media is so massive, and I know how easy it can be to just like delete an app or just turn off your social media. But I really do think that this time is very important for us to be very awake and to know what's happening. And I know it can be very overwhelming. I know it has been for me, but it is really important that we digest this information and not make these mistakes moving forward, because it's not okay, and the time is frickin' up, because this has just gone on for far too long and it needs to stop. So even though it can be very overwhelming, like I said, take your breaks from social media, take your baths, do something else, you know, get outside, get active, but then go back into it. Don't just make this a one-week thing, you know. Keep pushing and keep educating yourself, because that's the first step in being able to make a change. So okay, in the description box of this video I want to put a list of all the things that we have watched and recommend, and just resources for you guys, so like Netflix shows, YouTube videos I've watched that have been helpful, maybe some Instagram posts and where you can donate, sign petitions. All of that stuff will be linked down below if you guys want to check them out. Highly recommend you do so. But yeah. Hey guys, it is Friday now, and I wanted to just come on here to end the vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I know it was pretty long, and if you made it through that 10 minutes of me just having the conversation, I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for listening to me. I would love to hear how you're doing in the comments. If you have made it this far, please let me know in a comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day. Bye!